So an electric circuit consists of a supply connected to a 24 ohm resistor in parallel with a variable resistor of resistance R. Okay, the supply has an EMF of 12 volts and an internal resistance of 11 volts. Now it's not clear actually that they're calling this resistor here, this 11 ohm resistor, is just really part of this battery, right? So really they should have done something like, let's draw a thing around this, right? But this is all just one unit. This is the battery, right? It's got 12 volts here. It's got 11 ohms of internal resistance. That's all one thing, right? Okay. And then on the external circuit, this is the external circuit here, right? It's 24 ohms and then this variable resistor. Okay. Power supplies deliver a maximum power to an external circuit when the resistance of the external circuit equals the internal resistance of the power supply, right? Well, I'm just like, well, that's not obvious to me. I didn't know. Okay, so I actually had to graph this. I actually had to see this happen, and sure enough, if you make a graph of the power output to the external circuit, it does something like this. It's like this. The graph. I had to graph it on my calculator, and sure enough, it happens right at 11 ohms. Okay, so they speak the truth. Okay, this circuit here is going to have a resistance of 11 ohms when it supplies the maximum power. Okay, so really, it's like, you just have to take them at their word that this thing here is going to have a resistance of 11 ohms. Well, then that becomes easy, right? If that's the case, remember that for parallel, these guys are parallel resistors, right? In parallel resistors, is that how you spell parallel? This is, by the way, equation 5.2. It's section 5.2, and it is the sixth equation. There is that 1 over R is equal to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 plus 1 over R3. Oops. What is that? Okay. So if we apply this, right? Let's see. The total resistance has to be 1 over 11, right? So 1 over 11 equals 1 over 24 plus 1 over R, and that's this R here, right? Okay. This is really, why is it 3 marks? I just don't get it. Okay. Maybe you just maybe say that the external resistance has to be 11 ohms. Boom, 1 mark, right? 2, it's a parallel circuit. That's maybe the 2nd mark, right? 3rd one is set that thing up. I'm just looking at this, right? 3 marks, right? Okay. Then they give a bunch of variations here, but there it is, right? Okay. So solve that thing for R. I get something between 20 ohms and 21 ohms. It's between 20 and 21. Okay. There we go.